What is up, everybody? This is Earth Signs Read. It's really for July, right? Because we're at the tail end of June. We made it. Um, but yeah, we're just gonna jump on into this. No small talk, no small talk. I'll say that for some other videos. We're gonna jump right into this because I know you guys are about business. So let's be about the business. Let's be about the business. So these are the love files. So if you're new here, welcome. Welcome to Wonderland. Welcome to the Valley of Castaways. Yeah. And if you are somebody who's been around with me and my shenanigans, my disappearing, ghosting acts and resurfacing and resurrections, yes. Thank you. But love files, we basically poke in and get some intel around if you're in a new relationship, if you are just kind of curious about some previous contacts, connections who might be ghosting or stalking. Or if you're in a relationship currently that's going into a little bit of a bump, a little bit of a speed bump here, and we're just trying to see what's going on. And then at the very end, I'll do a general read. So that's what we're doing for this session. And then later today, I'm going to do a collective as we're going into Mercury retrograde. Everybody, everybody starts screaming and running around. The sky is falling, right? And a full moon. So this is the a great time to tap into energy to see what intel I can give you all for that. So let's go ahead and jump on into seeing what's going on with the earth signs if you have a new boo. Somebody who is new, meaning the past 30, 60, um 90 days, so past 3 months, or the person who might be coming in. You just met them or you're about to meet them. So let's see what's going on with this. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. And if you are new, just to let you know, I am an intuitive reader. My gifts are uh, I tap in, channel, connect to energies, all energies. So I mean, this is Wonderland, right? So I'm talking about source energy, all knowing God, Holy Spirit. When I say spirit, that's what I'm referring to, just so you know. Um, Light energy, multidimensional energy. Yes, I talk to aliens. Technically, we are aliens. That's a video for another day. But yeah, I get information. I get information from that energy source on a regular basis. So think of it as tuning in on a radio station, right? And whatever radio station you want to tune in or you think you're going to get information on, that's what you tune into. So that's what I do. I do not and will not interact with things that are not of light. So far, right off the bat, we have some disappointments that you're coming into this connection with. Now, this could be disappointments from exes, right? People that you have already dealt with, and you're just kind of healing from that. Or you are currently in a situation where even though you're kind of looking at to see what's out there, you still have some injury, emotional injury, hopefully not physical, but emotional injury and disappointment from previous contacts. But you're wanting something new, you're wanting something different. You want something that you have not had before, you haven't received before. So let's see what's coming up. Because with the Ace of Cups here coming into this conversation, it's kind of telling me, yeah, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for balance. We're looking for Ace of Cups. We're looking at a space where you are ready to step into your own, because it does feel like for some of the individuals I'm reading for, you have been living. Look, I'm just telling you what I hear, so don't be getting upset with me. But I tell it like it is. I try to deliver it in the nicest way, but sometimes, when things sting, that just means that's the area we need to focus on. So I say all that to say there's a group of you who have been living for other people, meaning you are following what other people are asking you to do or telling you to do or saying what you should be doing, not focusing on you. Like, what do you want? What do you want out of life? What do you want out of this out of relationships? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that that you want. Not what other people or what other people are telling you you should be. Like you should be doing this. You should have bought a house by now. You should be married by now. You should have kids by now. You shoulda, couldas, right? It's time for you to step out of that space because it's gotten you stuck. Okay? It's gotten you stuck. Um, and we're gonna find out what's about to come from this. Ah, a shakeup. A shakeup is about to come out of this. So when we're looking at this energy right now where you're at, as you're trying to move into, and I'm saying trying because again, this is for the next 30 days from the time you see this. So don't take what I'm about to say and like, oh, I'm destined, this is what I'm doing forever. It is not. What I'm seeing in the cards and what I'm picking up energetically is that the group of earth signs that I'm talking to have been playing a role or been fulfilling a role. Let's not say playing a role because you take what you do seriously, but you've been doing it for other people. What does that mean? It could mean a variety of things. You could have overbearing parents. You could have a friend group that's very judgy. You could work in a area that you might have a title, but there's no power with that title. And basically, you're just doing everything that somebody's telling you to do, not what you want to do. And this is just not in relationships. This is just overall for the group I'm talking to. And you know this. So this is not going to be a shock value, right? This is probably the part in the conversation that you're going to change the channel or turn the video off if you're not ready to hear this part of it. And that's fine. I'll be here when you're ready. But for the group I'm talking to, the time is coming now where you're going to have to step out onto who you are, into who you are. And it's going to take some strength, right? It's going to take you going deep down into understanding what you want, who you want. And when this happens, it's going to shock a lot of people. And I know this is supposed to be a relationship read, but this is important for some people right now. When you do this, it's going to shock some people because they're not going to be expecting it. And some of you might be already doing it. Like I'm talking about things like you text somebody after you've moved out and you're just like, I'm gone. I'm getting on a plane, going across the country and starting over because it's something you want to do. It's somebody who they were following what their parents said they're supposed to do in school and in their major and whatever. And then you just go to your advisor and switch your majors. And it's completely different from what everybody's been telling you you want to do because you are stepping out of the shadow to go and do what you want to do. You're focusing on you because doing what everybody else is telling you to do is not making you happy. It's actually kind of emotionally taxing, and it's going to shock some people. I say all that to say you're on the right track. Good for you. Um, because that's going to get you where you need to be. Because otherwise, you're just playing a role in everybody else's play and not doing what you need to do for you. And I'm having a coughing fit. So that tells me you might have had challenges speaking up for yourself. You'll speak up for everybody else, but not for yourself. So I'm definitely seeing energy coming in that something's going to occur that's going to require you to make these changes, or you're already doing that now. And this is just an indicator to tell you you were on the right track. So keep going. Keep going. And I know the general rate was supposed to be at the end, but sometimes, that's how it goes. Uh, it comes out when it wants to come out. So there you go. Now we're gonna go into the relationship read. I might just cut that and move it to the back. I think that's probably what I will do. So let's go into the relationship part now. But that somebody, no, I'm not even somebody. A lot of people needed to hear that. That is your confirmation that whatever decision you're about to make, that's based on what you want and not what everybody else wants. It's the right decision and you're on the right track. All right. So let's go into the new boo this time for real. Let's go into the new boo this time for real. Forget some of the Ooh. I will say that you're coming out of a time where you've been quiet, or you just haven't focused on this. When I say this, like relationships, it's just not been something you've been focused on. For the group I am pulling on, it's really you've been focusing on yourself, really. Wanting balance and working on yourself, like healing the body, doing things for you. And when I say healing the body, not just physically, for some it is physical. Like I'm seeing people going to the gym, I'm seeing people changing their dietary, what they're eating, what they're drinking. Some people are not drinking, some people are not smoking anymore. But also mentally, what you're watching, what you're consuming mentally, because a lot of people think it's just what you put in your body and what you eat, but it's also what you listen to and what you watch. But I see for a group of people, relationships have not been your interest, or you haven't been actively looking and been focusing on you and your vessel. Your when I say vessel, I mean body. All right, so let's see. And it's because, for this group, relationships have been kind of taxing, kind of not easy. That bringing anxiety, bringing drama that you really are not about. Um, but I'm also seeing that it's you feel that you're at a place now where, okay, let's see what's out there. You know, you've been in your cave, right, with the hermit. You've been in your cave long enough. Now it's like, let's I want to see what's out here. But not you're not running out, right? You're not running out to it. It's kind of like, oh, let's see what's out there. So you may kind of look around, check on, what's going on in your community. Is there an event you can go to see where some people are? But it's not like you're planning blind dates or um what do you call those events? Speed dating events and stuff. I don't see you doing that. It's kind of like you are just peeking out of the cave. You're kind of seeing what's out here, but you don't want to be walking into any BS, right? So for this group of people, for this group of people, yeah. Let me get the last card out here. For this group of people, I okay, so I'll say this. Do not take the reading if this doesn't feel like it's yours, because for this group of people, you are kind of recuperating from something that was painful. So you might not have necessarily, even though this is for a new boo energy, it doesn't feel like for the group I'm talking to right now, it doesn't necessarily feel like you have fully um engaged in that space. Like, am I ready for this? Am I ready to do this? It feels like it's still in the thought. It feels like it's still in the thought. So yeah, it feels like you're still thinking about it. You haven't really like downloaded the app, um, got gone out to cups, like I was saying, not really actively looking. It's more passive. And I see it's because there's some pain here still. And it doesn't necessarily have to be pain like Three of Swords, that level. For some of you it is, but a lot of you think of relationships as a burden or a heavy lift. And I'm hearing for you to move and start getting movement here, you're going to have to change that way of thinking. Because whatever you think, you're absolutely right. And I say that all the time. Whatever you think is true, you're absolutely right. So if you're thinking, if you are somebody who is like, okay, it's time, let me go see what's out there, but you're thinking it's going to be work, it's going to be stress, it's going to be painful, that's the energy you're going to be pulling in. So For the group who is looking for a new boo, for this group particularly, who hasn't done the work to step out of your comfort zone, that's what you're going to have to do is change that way of thinking. To not think it's stressful, to not think it's a burden, to not think it's painful, right? And move out of that passive energy, right? Move out of the off with your head energy. Anytime I get to say off with your heads, it makes me happy. But honestly, all jokes aside, move out of that energy because you're doing the work for yourself, right? For who you are in your body, in your mind, in your soul. But so and now you want to take care of your heart, but you don't want it to end up in the stress and the pain and the burden. But you have to do the work to get out there. You can't just lay here and expect sleep Prince Charming or Princess Charming to show up and wake you up. So let's see what happens when you move out of this space. Okay. I'm not leaving you like this. So let's see what happens when we move out of this space. Wow, we're all over the place. Let's see what happens when we move out of this space. One more card, please. For some of you, we are going into Mercury retrograde, so I'm gonna be very honest because I'm telling you what I'm gonna tell you what I'm picking up. For some of you, the person that caused pain is going to resurface to try to heal what has happened. Um, and I see you all walking away from that. So with we have the Three of Swords here, right? We got similar mirroring energy, Three of Cups, Seven of Coins, which is right here. And then the Eight of Cups. So because I'm seeing repeat cards here, you're really stuck in that space. Relationships are hard. Relationships are painful. Relationships are hurtful. And that's what you're doing. You're just looking at that. You're just looking at that with the Seven of Coins. So you're looking at that. People leave. You're looking at that. Um, if we want to get you out of that space, we have to change the way of thinking. So, one thing I'm not going to do is keep pulling the cards to try to get a different message. I'm thinking that's the message for this particular group is what's on the other side of the hurt is my question for you. So if this is your reading, this is making sense for you. What's on the other side of the hurt? Because that's you're going to have to pull in lean into to move out of this mindset, right? And I'm hoping this gets to the people who needs to hear it because it doesn't even feel like if this would be somebody's group that they would listen to a relationship read because it's just not them. Like I'm not in that space right now. But if it did get to the right people, that's what I want to let you know and what energetically is here. And this is the right time for it, right? Mercury retrograde is not necessarily all doom and gloom, travel, stuff breaking down, communication. It's also a time to review things. So maybe going back and using this time to really, you know, you're coming out from the Hermit to the Empress. So you are moving towards the new beginning, but there's still some loose ends you have to tie up. And some of this loose ends goes way back, not just a couple months ago. Some of these loose ends go way back. Like these are patterns that you've seen repeat in your family. And it's like, well, none of the ladies in my family have a successful blah blah blah. So why should I expect it? Or or if you're a male, like none of the men in my family show up this way, so why should I expect it? That's at the core root issue that needs to be addressed. Okay. I felt like I was just giving big sis slash counselor vibes there. I am both. So, hopefully that got to who it needed to get to. So now we're gonna go ahead and um, jump to who? Yeah. We're gonna be nosy. We're gonna see if there's any stalking ghost from the ghoster that's going on. So this section is for just to be nosy. You might not want this person back. You might want this person back. I'm not here to judge. It's fine either way with me. It's your life. We're just going to be nosy to see what's been going on. So this is going to be for individuals who, just want to check in, check up, see what somebody's been doing since you've been gone, since you left or since they've left, and we just want to be nosy. So let's be nosy. All right. All right, thank you so much in advance. Wow. I will say with Mercury retrograde going around, you'll hear people say it all over, like, oh, if you don't hear us back from somebody during this Mercury retrograde, you haven't passed your lesson, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And you don't hear back from that person, and then the next Mercury retrograde cycle comes and you do. So you're like, okay, what the hell was all that about? I'm not gonna say anything like that. I'm just gonna tell you what I'm picking up energetically. I do feel that there will be some resurfacing, but it's not going to be what I'm hearing. It's not going to be in the way you think it would be. Like sometimes you get that what's up text or hey stranger, hey big head, whatever text. I don't feel like it's going to be that way. It feels like you bump into somebody, you bump into the person. So it feels like it's an accidental bumping for the individuals I'm picking up. Are you show up at the same place, or if you work adjacent to each other, you have to go to an event and you're both in the same spot. But I see communication happening around that. Um, I do see this person. Oh, wow. If you have, I want to say fire sign, fire in your chart, you might want to look at the fire sign reading because I'm seeing some of the same cards. Um, is this person doom and glooming right now? I wouldn't say they're doom and glooming. I do feel that they have thought about the situation, but I'm not seeing, and okay, I'm hearing I wish things could have gone. I wish things would have went in a different way. Right? I'm hearing that. I wish things would have been different between us. I'm hearing that. Feeling bad about how the situation ended. I'm hearing that. Something specifically about how a situation ended. Um, if somebody was caught doing something, if it's specifically about how the situation ended is causing grief for somebody. But I'm really not picking up this energy poking around. Like, it doesn't feel like this person is like trying to see what you're doing on your socials. If anything, it's really causing them to retreat into themselves. They're not happy with how things ended up. And I mean, I'm not seeing who was at fault with it. I'm just seeing that they're not happy with how things ended up. Um, I'm seeing that this person is retreating into themselves. Oh, in here. There you go. But and here's the communication card, right? Your Eight of Wands. But again, it doesn't feel like, sometimes when you're doing a to see if somebody's kind of stalking what this person's been doing since you have not been together, and there you find out they're stalking and making fake profiles and all this stuff. I don't see that. I don't see this person making a fake profile. I don't see this person asking other people about you. I do see somebody feeling bad about how something ended. I do see that. I do see somebody going inward because it feels like however this ended, it was like a shock, or it was abrupt. It wasn't like a slow bleed. It was like one day we're buddy buddy talking, the next day I don't know you, right? It feels is really giving that energy. Like I said, I don't know if somebody found something out, somebody moved, something that caused this to end abruptly. And has this person thought back and forth about maybe we should fix this? They have. They've juggled back and forth. but no action up to this point has been taken, right? We have the high priestess here. But at the end comes in the Eight of Wands. But again, it feels very organic. It doesn't feel like this person's sneaking behind your back trying to get something to happen to run into you. It feels like it organically happens. Um, let's see what happens after that. What happens after this communication comes in? What happens after the communication comes in? It could be like somebody sends you all have like a mutual group or something where it just happens organically and the communication starts back. Now, you might not want the communication to start back. That's fine. Don't respond. But I do feel that the energy is there to support that communication. Okay, we have Wheel of Fortune, which again, we're getting the same energy cards. We have the Death card. Two more cards, please, sir. More cards. Ooh. Mhm. We have the Hierophant. And it's so interesting when we get the same cards from a different deck. And that just shows, well, with Earth energy, you guys are pretty grounded and straightforward. And here we go. And then we have the Nine of Coins or the Nine of Pentacles. So it does seem like even with the communication that comes in, there's going to be it feels like maybe conversation around what happened, but I do still see a single energy after the conversation happens. So this might not be like a reconciliation. It might be just closure. And I hate using that word because closure can mean different things for different people. But what I'm picking up right now specifically is for this group, there was an abrupt ending, whatever that was. You would know what that was. Um, the person feels bad about how it ended. They didn't feel you should have been treated that way, or the situation should not have ended that way. And they're doing a lot of soul searching in that space. And even though there have been thoughts about, maybe I should apologize, maybe I should reach out, this, that, and the other, it doesn't look like they have, but something is going to push the issue. And it feels like it's out of both of your hands. It feels like it's something occurs that, like I said, you bump into this person, you all have a mutual group, you show up at the same place. Something happens where conversation starts, and looks like you all are able to have closure with the nine of coins being that final card. It still feels like single energy. Now, this is just for this month. I only do energy pulls for 30 days forward. So 30 days from the time you see this. Um, could something happen after that energy? Maybe. But what I see here is putting something to bed. Like this happened, who takes responsibility, who's accountable for what, and just making it an official ending, if that makes sense. Because it does seem like there might have been a time where things were kind of holding on, or just loose ends, or it's kind of in a what's the word? Limbo, leaving things in limbo. So there was never an official ending. It feels like this communication allows for that official closure, official ending with somebody with the energy I'm reading for having this nine of coins, nine of pentacles energy of being single and very abundant and happy with it. I don't see pain around this. I will say that. I do not see pain around this. If anything, it's like I'm glad I was able to do that. Now I can move on, whatever that might look like. And again, we're in Mercury retrograde season, so this is a great time for something like that to close up if that's important for you. Now, some people might not want to talk to this person and you don't have to. But that's that's what I see for this group. All right, all right, all right. Now we're gonna jump into individuals who are in relationships but are that are what's the word? Having check engine lights. We're having some issues, right? So let's go see what's going on with that. Do, 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 do. And one more time. Oh, interesting. So we have the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups. Oh, we have some people who are just wanting to jump on over here already. Ooh, all right. Let's see what's going on for you all. Ooh, those are too many cards. I do see the tower is on this try to come out. We'll see if it comes back out. I do see the devil peeking in there too. So we have Four of Pentacles. And have the Seven of Pentacles again. Star. That's good. That makes me happy. I'd like to see the star card come out when we're talking about a challenge. So, ooh, one. Let's see what else. Somebody's juggling. But we're about to find out who and what is being juggled. Hopefully it's not people, but whoa, whoa, whoa. Didn't like that statement, did it? Okay, sorry. And the devil keeps poking out. Hasn't jumped out, but I do see it. I'm picking up a gambling, something to do with gambling. Okay. I'm not quite sure what yet, so we're gonna keep pulling, but I am picking out somebody, something to do with gambling, losing money around gambling. Some people might not know that their partner has an issue gambling. And it might not even be like, for some, it could be actually going to a casino, but it feels like it might be related to some of this online gambling that these like apps that you can actually use real money with. Um, because I'm definitely seeing money as a problem here. And somebody doing something with the money that the other person is not aware of. Somebody doing something with the money that and it's like, why don't you have any money? Like we just got paid, blah 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 blah, or we just got this yada 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 yada. Like why? What's going on there? I am picking up those conversations. Ooh. I'm also picking up potentially somebody is excuse me. Now I have the hiccups. What the hell? It looks like somebody might even be giving money to some that the third party isn't the gambling addiction. I want to say it's an addiction because it's being hidden. Like we're looking at somebody's checking bank accounts and somebody's looking at stuff and they're like, "What? Where is all this money going?" Like I'm hearing those conversations or thoughts. And if it's not that, it feels like there might be a person. Yeah. It feels like it might be a person that money is going to, like somebody having somebody on the side. So they're doing events and doing things and the money is going there. It's going to that person. Um so yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get into it here. Kind of messy, kind of messy. So I will say this. This is not for somebody who has no idea. This will not be your message if you're like, that better not be what's happening here. This is going to be for somebody who has already had these types of conversations. We're missing money here. We're missing money there. Or where is this going? And the person is not giving you enough information to make it make sense, right? Like certain bills aren't being paid, or they're being paid late, and you knew the money was there and ready for it, but it's not getting to where it's supposed to go. That's who I'm picking up. I'm not telling anybody to go check accountants and everything else. This is for somebody you would already know this is happening. This, I will say, there's going to have to be a revelation or to get to the resolution because if this person isn't called out, and I'm hearing this person is gonna, you're gonna have proof. So you're gonna have to literally come with receipts. You're literally gonna have to come and say, "This is what I found out," or "This is what I saw. Explain this to me." Because if you don't, it feels like this person is really good with being able to cover their tracks. Obviously not energetically, because here we are, but to the sense of you would really have to come with receipts for this person for them to actually admit that there's a problem here, or that they've been given their money or doing things with their money with other people. Okay. Because if you don't, it's going to keep on. Like, I don't feel that this person, at least right now, at the time of this reading, feels guilt with what they're doing. It feels like they're just living their life and they'll be able to make it make sense later on, but right now they're enjoying what they're doing. So it's going to have to be a conversation where you're able to say, this is what it is, and this needs to stop, whatever that is. That's the path to save the relationship here, right? We got healing, we got two of cups, we got the four of wands. So we do have a path for healing, but we have to get this stuff situated. Um, like we with the Knight of Pentacles, I'm seeing this person handing over the pinnacle to somebody. The swords, Seven of Swords, not being honest about who they're handing it to or what they're handing it over to. And then juggling those responsibilities. Not stable. It's really given well, if I say this, it's gonna sound bad. But I'll just say this. It's giving like the earth sign wanting receipts. Like, what are you doing with the money? What's going on with the money? Right? Very earthy. I don't hate it. And I'll pick on my own sign. And you got a Pisces over here who's like, whatever. Make it rain and not caring that the rent's due or the mortgage is due the next day. It's giving that energy. You're gonna have to have a conversation or it's not going to stop. So so basically the takeaway here is if you are hoping that this person is just gonna suddenly stop doing what they're doing, they're not. You're gonna have to have a conversation if you want to save the relationship because sooner or later rightfully so, especially as an earth sign, you messing with money and the money's funny for too long, you're not gonna be happy there. Especially if you're the one making the money and somebody else is spending the money. And I'm hearing somebody say, absolutely not. Hell no. So a conversation would have to happen. And again, this is going to be more based on you already have been asking these questions or thinking these thoughts, right? Thinking these thoughts. So, what would be the outcome here of this when we have the conversation? What is the outcome here for this group? What would be the outcome here for this group? Ooh, what would be the outcome here? We got the Knight of Cups. We got the Tower. Two more cards, please. Two more cards. Whoa, whoa, okay. And they fell. Three of Cups. And let me get the other card. and the Five of Swords. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Tower, the Three of Cups, and the Five of Swords. So within this time span, and this again it goes for the next 30 days, it's going to be an uncomfortable conversation for the person. Okay. And I mean, why wouldn't it be, right? You're getting busted and it's about money. And for some people, y'all don't have money like that to be wasting. And then you go check out and this person done gambled, what is the thing I'm seeing? Something Kings. It's some sports thing. Um Gambled like the rent on that app, right? It's not going to be a comfortable conversation. But there's the opportunity with the Three of Cups to come to a resolution, but it's going to take time for you to fully trust that they get it. With the Five of Swords here, it anytime the books seem to be off, anytime the numbers seem to be funny, it's going to resurface this conversation until you get to the point where you trust this person. Um, Long term, I do see it being able to be healed, a pathway to the healing, but I do see it bumpy. I do see the pathway bumpy. So again, this is going to be for the people who already know something's weird going on with money. You've already had these conversations, or you have suspected, is this person gambling? Is this person got somebody on the side there? Is this person doing extracurricular activities they shouldn't be doing, right? With the money. Yeah, they are. So that's Earth. Wow, that was a lot. That was a lot. So hopefully the people who needed to hear a message got the message. I also recommend checking out your other placements, being Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Um, and I wish everyone the best as we go through Mercury retrograde. Check out for the collective. I'm going to do a collective Mercury retrograde reading, just to give everybody a heads up on what to expect. And I will talk to you all next month. Unless you check out some of my other videos, I'll see you over there.
She's a castaway in Wonderland. She knows the real looks fake and fake is part of their plan. She hears what